Cicherillo's here.
Hey.
Just see Bob. So your first time in England?
Yes, first time.
How long you been here?
Well, about 2 days now.
Okay, where did you go to first when you landed?
Oh, I've seen Big Ben, Parliament. Stopped in, say hey to the Queen. You know, she.
Cup of tea with her.
Oh, you met Elton John then?
Oh yeah, had a cup of tea. That was nice. So I do a little golf tomorrow on one of the golf courses. My wife's in Scotland hiking, so yeah, we're making the rounds. It's nice to be here.
So you're mostly noted now for being the MC at Olympia. What got you the job? How did you get into that?
I had to beg my way to that job. They wouldn't let me do it. But yeah, this is my 14th year, I think. Started in 04 actually with Triple H.
Okay.
Which was pretty cool. We did the press conference and all that, and then, you know, kind of moved up the ranks, and, you know, did the Friday night finals, and I did them both. So, you know, just lucky, I guess.
So your first time you MC at Olympia, how nervous was it for you? Did you have a script in front of you?
No, that's the, you know, a lot of people don't know any better than that, but they think like everything's like there's a teleprompter or a script. There's nothing. Zero. I mean, everything I do is purely just on my own, but there is no teleprompter, there is no script, there ain't nothing. So I'm just on my own to put out whatever I put out, and, you know, try to make Joe Weider proud, you know.
So from the first day of MCing bodybuilding to today, what differences have you seen in the standard?
It's changed a lot. I mean, over the last, you know, again, 13, 14 years, you know, you've seen some great champs retire. You've seen some great other ones created. The standards are, I mean, the physiques are a little bit bigger. They're a little bit better. You're seeing guys like Big Ramy coming in now, you know, at 300 pounds with a small waist. I mean, you know, so these are some of the future freaks that you're going to see ruling this planet. But the one thing I've seen consistently is Phil Heath is still, you know, on top. And this is a guy, you know, for the better part of a decade now, has been on top. This year going for 7, as everybody knows, looking at Ty Arnold's record. So he's got a little more motivation this year in that he's chasing history, you know, as opposed to just, you know, obviously trying to win another Olympia. Now, this puts him in the record books this year.
But he's still very young though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's only 36, I think,
yeah.
37. Yeah, conceivably, I mean, he's obviously gonna, he's done many interviews saying he's gonna try to shoot for 10. Listen, anytime you can rule a decade of any sport, I don't care what it is, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Do you prefer the bodybuilders' physiques from 40, 50 years ago to today?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I know the modern physiques get a lot of flack. Listen, there were some damn good physiques back in the day, and there's some damn good physiques now. And I know a lot the guys get a lot of rap about, you know, the midsections and all that. Listen, there's been some guys with that problem, and there's been guys that don't have that problem. And nobody, listen, Dexter Jackson's never had a midsection problem or issue. You know, so I mean, you know, you can pick out names from any era. I mean, the physiques of the 90s were certainly impressive when it comes to overall. I mean, the physiques of the 80s, if you look at them now, these guys couldn't have competed anywhere near. Now that sans Lee Haney, but he's about the only one really that could have competed now in today's day.
Well, it's the same as Arnold. Arnold had a great physique for his day.
Correct.
Or Frank Zane's. They won't win a qualifier now.
No, and it's never fair to compare eras. I've always hated when people do that. You know, well, you know, if Arnold was competing today, and it's like, well, he was not competing. If he was competing today, he'd have today's equipment. You know, today's modern, you know, supplementation and dieting, and, you know, they didn't do anything near what they do today in terms of preparation, nor did they have to get that kind of conditioning. The judging standard was different then than it is now. So, all champs to their respective eras.
They was probably having steak for breakfast. But now bodybuilders wouldn't do that.
Well, they didn't consume, you know, again, the information wasn't out there. People didn't know the body as they do now. The equipment's changed 100 times over. As you know, you see this great gym here. There's beautiful equipment around. They didn't have hammer back in the day. They had old style equipment. I mean, that's what they used, barbells and dumbbells. I mean, that's all they had. And they built some damn good physiques out of that. But the nutritional information wasn't anywhere near what it is today. They just, you know, they didn't have that information back then.
So a guy coming from the States, you must have watched the big fight the weekend.
Yeah,
Mayweather McGregor.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I didn't, well, not live, no, after the fact I saw it.
Did it get much interest from the bodybuilding perspective?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they got, you know, it was pretty interesting to watch. I mean, all the hype, all the trash talk up to it, it made for a good...
Well, that's what made the money.
And I think, I mean, even though McGregor ended up losing, listen, he went the full boat. And a lot of people didn't even give him a chance. They he'll get knocked out in the first 2 rounds, 3 rounds. Now listen, both those guys won, okay? They both put hundreds of millions of dollars in their pocket. There was no loser on that day.
Okay, now you've been in bodybuilding many years, you competed yourself, former American gladiator. When you first emceed, who sort of took your breath away when you watched him on stage? Who do you think, wow, he is good?
Ronnie was certainly ridiculous. I mean, he was literally from another planet. I mean, when he came out, all people could do was laugh, really. I mean, and it wasn't a laugh like they were amused. It was a laugh of like, you got to be kidding me. You know, who's that big? You know what I mean? And you know, Ronnie, you know, was that guy. He's probably my number one if I was, you know, a guy that literally like you just went, whoa. And Phil, I got to be honest, the first year or two, I mean, that was a hell of a physique. I mean, that's a guy literally that you looked at and you went, I'm not so sure he's got any flaws. I mean, Ronnie, as big as he was, still had a few flaws. Phil, I mean, yeah, you know, could he be wider? Yeah, I mean, listen, we could take any bodybuilding history and pick him apart. But when you really go head to toe on Phil, it's hard to find something that's lacking. It really is. And Big Rami, the first year he came out, I mean, he's another one. He's another Ronnie to me. And I think you're going to see him coming into his own this year. That's a future guy who could be a Mr. Olympia right there.
Another guy who doesn't have many flaws is our own Flex Lewis.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen. Flex is about as complete as it gets. I don't care what size you are. He's obviously the 212 champ overall. Again, very hard to find flaws in Flex Lewis, but he's 100%. If he's 100% or even closer with this year, he'll close the door on number 6 himself.
Well, he made the right decision. He went to America and started to live a lifestyle out there.
Yep.
If he stayed over here, he probably wouldn't have achieved what he achieved.
That could be. Sure. Listen, smart play. I mean, and also smart play. People have been asking for years, you know, should he go to the Open? You know, well, you know, maybe he should get out of there and go to, you know, it's like, look, man, stay where you are and be the best in the world every year for as long as you can be the best in the world. And it's brought him a lot of success, business-wise, bodybuilding-wise. But, okay, go in the Open and do what? I mean, listen, let's even say he does well. Let's say he went in the Open and he took 5th place. Great. So you just traded being number 1 in the world in your respective division for a 5th place finish, you know, at the Olympia or whatever. I mean, okay, great. Now you're number 5.
You don't want that.
Doesn't make it. If I was Flex Lewis, I would run this gauntlet as far as he wants to or can, and then I'd hang him up and say, thank you, good night, everybody. Retire as the champ. Few people are able to retire at number 1, you know what I mean? Everybody stays one show too long. They got to get dragged out, kicking and screaming, you know what I mean? So he's one of the few people that can retire on top if he wishes to, and when he wants to.
So without Crayford Gym, what's your impressions? It's it's not a corporate gym. It's privately owned. What do you think of it?
This gym is absolutely phenomenal. If I lived here, this is where I would train because it's big, it's well equipped. He's got a little bit of everything in terms of equipment. It's set up nice, but the most important part is it has a field. And that's something you can't buy. I mean, listen, I've been to bigger gyms, I've been to better equipped gyms, I've been to gyms that look the part, but they don't have any field. You know,
it's a family gym.
Well, an LA Fitness, a 24-hour fitness, we have a lot of those in the States. I don't know if they're out here, but they're nice gyms, but they don't have any. They don't feel like a bodybuilder.
Doesn't have a buzz.
Doesn't have a buzz.
Yeah.
This place has got buzz. When you walk in, it feels like a place you want to go train. You want to get a pump. You're not worried about sweating or, you know, making a little bit of noise or grunting, God forbid, when you're training. So, you know, that's what you look for as a gym. You know, and I'm sure it's got some top guys that are training there that also gives a nice feel to it. But I'll tell you what, if I was in this area, there's no place else I would be. This would be my gym.
Brilliant. Cheers, Bob. Thank you very much.
You got it.